धीमहि यो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय। नटराजा तब शेक मनिये नटराजा तब शेक मनिये शिवराजा मुखम तन्ने शिवराजा मुखम तन्ने नटराजा तब शेक मनिये नटराजा तब शेक मनिये शिवराजा मुखम तन्ने शिवराजा मुखम तन्ने ये रे बंगाल ने कनका सवेद ने ये रे बंगाल ने कनका सवेद ने तू किए पाद ने अम्बल तर से तू किए पाद ने अम्बल तर से मूवर मुदवा परमेश्वरे मूवर मुदवा परमेश्वरे तब शेक मनिये तब शेक शेकमनिये तव शेकमनिये तव शेकमनिये ओम तव शेकमनि ओम तव शेकमनिये ओम तव शेकमनि ओम तव शेकमनिये नटराजा तव शेकमनिये ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय।
मंदिरम आவது நீர் வானவர் மேலது நீர் மந்திரமாவது நீர் வானவர் மேலது நீர் மந்திரமாவது நீர் வானவர் மேலது நீர் மந்திரமாவது நீர் வானவர் மேலது நீர் சுந்தரமாவது நீர் சுந்தரமாவது நீர் சுந்தரமாவது நீர் குதிக்கப்படுவது நீர் தந்திரமாவது நீர் சமயத்தில் உள்ளது 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 நீர் செந்துவர் வாய்வுமே பங்கள் செந்துவர் வாய்வுமே பங்கள் திரு அளவாயா திருநீரே சிந்துவர் வாயுமி பங்கள் திரு அளவாயா திருநீரே சிந்துவர் வாயுமி பங்கள் திரு அளவாயா திருநீரே ஆற்றில் நடல் விடையேறும் அளவாயா திருநீரே ஆற்றில் நடல் விடையேறும் மலவாயா திருநீற்றே ஆ ஆ ஆற்றில் நடல் விடையேறும் மலவாயா திருநீற்றே ஆற்றில் நடல் விடையேறும் போற்றி புகழி நிலாவும் பூசுரஞான சம்பந்தர் 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 தேற்றி தென்னன் உடல் ஊற்ற தீப்பினையாயின தீர தேற்றி தென்னன் உடல் ஊற்ற தீ ஊற்றதி பிணையாயின தீர தேற்றி தென்னன் உடல் ஊற்றதி பிணையாயின தீர சாற்றிய பாடுகள் பத்தும் சாற்றிய பாடல்கள் பத்தும் வல்லவர் நல்லவர் தாமே சாற்றிய பாடல்கள் பத்தும் வல்லவர் நல்லவர் தாமே
पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय। हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे 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 हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी अमरनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी अमरनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी सोमनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी सोमनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे 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 हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी अमरनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी अमरनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी सोमनाथ गंगे काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे काशी सोमनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे हर हर महादेव शंभो काशी विश्वनाथ गंगे। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान पतये हर हर महादेव की जय। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में ना एकांत निवास में। ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में ना एकांत निवास में। ना मंदिर में ना मस्जिद में ना मंदिर में ना मस्जिद में ना काशी कैलाश में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, नाम जप में नाम तप में नाम व्रत उपवास में। नाम जप में नाम तप में नाम व्रत उपवास में। नाम क्रिया कर्म में रहता, नाम क्रिया कर्म में रहता, नहीं योग संन्यास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, नहीं प्राण में नहीं पिंड में ना ब्रह्मांड आकाश में। नहीं प्राण में नहीं पिंड में ना ब्रह्मांड आकाश में। नाम भृकुटी भ्रमर गुफा में नाम भृकुटी भ्रमर गुफा में। सब श्वास के श्वास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, खोज हो तुरंत मिल जाऊं एक पल की तलाश में। खोज हो तुरंत मिल जाऊं एक पल की तलाश में। कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे, मैं तो हूँ तेरे पास में। मोको का ढूंढे बंदे। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय।
ओम ऐं सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय श्री रामकृष्णाय नमः। Om Namo Narayanaya to revered Pravrajika Ishta Pranam Mataji, dear sisters, brothers and loving children. Sri Ramakrishna uses the following analogy to teach us how to maintain good thoughts after visiting a holy place. As cows, after eating their fill, lie down quietly at a place and chew the cud, so after visiting a sacred spot or a place of pilgrimage, one must take hold of the holy thoughts that arise in the mind while there. Sit down in a solitary corner and think of them till one is immersed in them. One must not devote oneself to the pursuit of the senses, driving away the higher ideas from the mind immediately after leaving holy places. There are some landmarks in nature that are associated with God's divine presence. India has a number of holy cities. One of the holiest places of the Hindus is Kashi. It is also known as Varanasi because the two streams of the river Ganga, Varuna and Asi, flow past it. Hence the name Varanasi. The city is also called Banaras, and it is thus truly the very abode of Lord Shiva as well. Along the banks of the river Ganga, there are a number of beautiful ghats, or bathing places, where devotees take a dip in the holy Ganga. It is a big area, usually with a stairway leading to the river. A bath in the sacred Ganga is considered to be very purifying. The city has more than 1,500 temples, including Buddhist shrines. The chief deity in the city is Vishweshwar, another name of Lord Shiva. The Lord is worshipped in the famous Vishwanath temple, where it is believed he lives. Lord Vishwanath is treated as the absolute king of Kashi. The entire atmosphere of the temple compound is serene and divine. It helps to cultivate devotion to God. Kashi is popularly known as Mokshadayini, a city of salvation. People wish to die in the city because they believe that those who die here go to heaven or they are released from the circle of birth and death. It is not known for certain who started the worship of Lord Shiva at Varanasi. However, it is said that during the reign of King Dibodas in the period of the Puranas, Vishweshwar once got angry with the king and went away to Mount Mandhiram. We as human beings often find it difficult to understand the ways of God. But we must remember that whether we know it or not, God always acts for the good of mankind. The Lord, of course, missed his home, but he did not wish to return as long as King Dibodas ruled the city. Lord Vishweshwar sent his servants to remove King Dibodas, but they did not dare to come face to face with the king and passed their time living near the famous Manikarnika Ghat. The Lord then sent Surya, the sun god, to fight King Dibodas. He too failed. Many more servants of Lord Vishweshwar also came, but none returned. They were all happy to stay at Varanasi. Such was the charm of the city. Lord Vishweshwar had thought that after his departure, the people of the town would be miserable, but they continued to be prosperous and happy. This was possible because King Dibodas was a man of great virtue. His good fortune, which was the result of his good deeds and sublime thoughts, was shared by his subjects. After some time, Lord Ganesha came to see the king. He came in the guise of an astrologer. He impressed the king by his power to recall events that had occurred in the past and predict the events that were to come. The king was very eager to realize God. Recognizing the astrologer to be very intelligent, the king asked him how to attain God. Lord Ganesha told him that a sadhu would soon come down from the north and teach him the way to God. In the meantime, the Lord sent Sri Vishnu to King Dibodas. Lord Vishnu now came as a holy man, and since he came from the north, the king asked him to show him the way to God, as he remembered the astrologer's words about a holy man from the north. Lord Vishnu told the king to seek the blessings of Lord Vishweshwar. That inspired King Dibodas to build a new temple for Lord Shiva. The self-exiled Lord Shiva, pleased at last, returned to his old familiar city and abode of Varanasi. The temple of Lord Vishweshwar is neither very high nor very big, but its crown is covered with gold. The present temple of Lord Vishweshwar of Varanasi was built by Ahalyabai, the famous queen of Indore. Ranjit Singh, the great warrior of Punjab, contributed the gold that covers the crown. There are 12 Jyotirlingas in India, and one of them is the Vishweshwar Linga, where thousands of devotees make offerings of water. Thousands of Hindu pilgrims visit and stay at Varanasi every day. To have a glimpse of Lord Vishweshwar brings one great blessings and peace. The holy city has been visited by great prophets and saints through the ages. Among them were Lord Buddha, Sri Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Tulsidas Ji, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Sarada Devi and Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna says, "Pilgrimages without love and devotion to God carry no reward. When we go to holy places, we must think about God and not about worldly things." He had a wonderful vision at Varanasi, which he often related to disciples. Mathur Babu, a devotee of the Master, used to take him by boat to visit the shrines on the Ganga. One day, the boat was gliding past the Manikarnika Ghat, where amid columns of smoke, many dead bodies were being cremated, as the souls are liberated, and thus thousands of bodies are cremated here. As soon as the Master came across this scene, he became ecstatic with joy, and hastening to the edge of the boat, he was lost in samadhi. That is, he was totally absorbed in the thought of God. The priest, who was the guide, and the boatman stepped forward to prevent him from falling into the river. But the Master stood there perfectly motionless, a divine smile lighting up his face. Mathur and Hriday stood by to help, should he lose his balance. Some minutes passed in this way, and the Master began to come back to normal consciousness. It was clear to all that Sri Ramakrishna experienced a divine vision. Then they performed the religious rites for which they had come and returned home. Later, the Master told them of his vision. He said, "I saw a tall figure with a white body and tawny matted locks solemnly approach each funeral pyre and tenderly lifting up the jiva, the soul, breathe into its ears the supreme mantra. The gracious Mother of the universe, seated on the other side of the pyre, was removing one after another all the coverings of bondage of every jiva and unlocking the gate of nirvana, bliss. She was speeding the fortunate soul to the absolute God. Thus the realization of the oneness of God, which people attain after ages of concentration and austerity, was brought within easy reach of those who died at Varanasi, through the infinite mercy of Lord Shiva." Everyone was astonished to hear this unusual experience, and the learned scholars who accompanied Mathur remarked, "We learn from the Kashi Kanda, that is a section from the Kashi Puran, that Lord Shiva confers liberation on those who die at Banaras. But we do not know how. Your vision makes it quite clear." The scholars agreed that Sri Ramakrishna's divine vision add to the information contained in the scriptures. Mother Annapurna, together with Lord Vishwanath, is also the presiding deity of the city of Varanasi. Mother Annapurna is none other than Mother Parvati, the divine consort of Lord Shiva. The people of Varanasi are famous for their hospitality, and they welcome saints and pilgrims and serve them very eagerly. Sage Vedvyas, who wrote the Mahabharata and Puranas, blessed the world by preserving these sacred texts. The renowned sage heard about the greatness of Varanasi from many people. "Is it so wonderful that God blesses sincere devotees?" he thought. "Surely there is no place on earth greater than Varanasi." Although he was impressed by the stories, he had heard of the city's splendor. Yet, like many people, he could not believe that God's presence could be felt here. So he decided to go to the holy city and test the truth himself. His disciples, also skeptical, accompanied their guru to dispel their doubts. They thought, "Varanasi is the place where Goddess Annapurna resides. Being the goddess who provides food in abundance, surely we will have sumptuous feasts every day." Sage Vyas and his disciples then set out for Varanasi. But they thought only about the delicious food that they would enjoy. Thus they had left for the city without the feeling of devotion for God. On their arrival, they found a simple place to stay. After bathing in the Ganga, they set out to beg for alms. In India, many sadhus, pilgrims, and the poor beg for their meals, and the rich consider it a blessing to serve God by feeding them. Vyasji and his disciples went from house to house exclaiming, "Mother, please give us some alms." They walked for many days in the hot sun hoping to get some food, but were disappointed and frustrated and went to bed hungry each day. On the 8th day, Vyasji stood before a huge mansion and called out, "Mother, please give us some alms." As before, nobody responded and he became very angry. He shouted, saying that he will curse the people of the place. He raised his right hand in a fury and was about to utter a curse. Suddenly, the door of the mansion was opened and a lady with the most compassionate face appeared. "Please stop," she called out. "Who are you and why do you stop me?" asked Vyasji. The woman said that it does not matter and he should not be angry with the people of the city. "What? My disciples and I have been starving for 7 days, and no one has offered us alms," he roared. "All right then," said the lady. "Tomorrow you and your disciples may come and eat here, and let me have the joy of serving you." Vyasji agreed. The next morning, Vyasji called his disciples, and they felt that they were finally going to have a feast and were delighted. The lady welcomed and invited them to sit down for their meal. All sat, but no food was served. She looked at them graciously and asked, "Why are you waiting? Please start eating." "But you have not served anything," said Vyasji. Suddenly his gaze fell on the plate before him. The disciples were amazed that their favorite dishes were spread before them. All ate to their heart's content and went to thank the lady. What a wonder! There stood in the place of the lady, Goddess Annapurna, radiating grace. Beside her stood Lord Vishwanath. Vyasji and his disciples were amazed. "Son, do you know why all of you had this misery?" asked Mother Annapurna. "It is because none of you came to Varanasi with devotion. Instead, you came to test God's power. If you had come with devotion and faith, you would have experienced love and peace. You would have spiritual bliss." They realized their error and prayed, "O compassionate Mother, please forgive us and be gracious. We have now learned to have faith in God. We pray during this auspicious period that we too gain faith in God. Hari Om Tat Sat."
जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर, भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी, हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी, दया सागरी, दया सागरी, हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी, माता भवानी करुणागरी, अम्बा माता भवानी करुणागरी, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा, भवभयहारा जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर भवभयहारा गौरी मनोहर हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी दया सागरी दया सागरी हे जगदम्बा दया सागरी माता भवानी करुणागरी अम्बा माता भवानी करुणागरी अम्बा माता भवानी करुणागरी हे जगन्नाथ शिवा शंकरा ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय
पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय।
शरण में आए हैं हम तुम्हारे दया करो है दयालु भगवान शरण में आए हैं हम तुम्हारे दया करो है दयालु भगवान संभाल बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो है दयालु भगवान संभाल बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो है दयालु भगवान ना हमें बल है ना हमें बुद्धि ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति ना हमें बल है ना हमें बुद्धि ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति तेरे ही दर के हैं हम भिखारी दया करो है दयालु भगवान शरण में आए हैं हम तुम्हारे दया करो है दयालु भगवान जो गिर सके ना वो फूल हम हैं तुम्हारे चरणों की धूल हम हैं जो गिर सके ना वो फूल हम हैं तुम्हारे चरणों की धूल हम हैं तुम्हारे होकर हैं हम दुखारी दया करो
पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय।
सूरसरि कल्याणमयी हे गंगे जग की माता, तेरे पुण्य पगों में त्रिभुवन शीश झुकाता। भागीरथ ने जिधर भक्ति से अपना शंख बजाया, उसी पंथ को पतित पावनी मातू ने अपनाया। हरिद्वार काशी प्रयाग को तुमने तीर्थ बनाया। आज हमारे जीवन परमा दुख का बादल छाया। गंगे गंगे तुमी करो उद्धार। तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
भीख दया की दे दे मैया,
भीख दया की दे दे मैया।
भीख दया की दे दे मैया।
भीख दया की दे दे मैया।
तेरे हाथ हजार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
तुम्ही करो उद्धार गंगे, तुम्ही करो उद्धार।
हरि चरणों को छोड़ा तुमने, धरती का दुख टाला।
हरि चरणों को छोड़ा तुमने, धरती का दुख टाला।
हरि चरणों को छोड़ा तुमने, धरती का दुख टाला।
हरि चरणों को छोड़ा तुमने, धरती का दुख टाला।
ब्रह्मा जी का सदा कमंडल जीवन भार संभाला।
ब्रह्मा जी का सदा कमंडल जीवन भार संभाला।
ब्रह्मा जी का सदा कमंडल मंडल जीवन भार संभाला।
ब्रह्मा जी का सदा कमंडल जीवन भार संभाला।
60,000 सागर बेटों की हर लिए यम ज्वाला। तेरे पावन गंगा जल ने जग निर्मल कर डाला। द्वार तुम्हारे आया मैया,
द्वार तुम्हारे आया मैया।
छोट जगत के द्वार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार। तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
आओ गंगे पुण्य तरंगे मेरा ताप मिटाओ।
आओ गंगे पुण्य तरंगे मेरा ताप मिटाओ।
मुक्ति धाम के गंगा मैया मुझको राह दिखाओ।
मुक्ति धाम के गंगा मैया मुझको राह दिखाओ।
या तो दर्शन देकर माता दुख की घटा हटाओ। या लहरों के हाथ बढ़ाकर इस तन को ले जाओ। आओ गंगे आओ गंगे आओ गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
भीख दया की दे दे मैया,
भीख दया की दे दे मैया।
भीख दया की दे दे मैया,
भीख दया की दे दे मैया।
तेरे हाथ हजार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
तुम ही करो उद्धार गंगे तुम ही करो उद्धार।
ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान अम्बे मात की जय। श्री महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती श्री दुर्गा मात की जय।
ओम शिव 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 में, ओम शिव 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 में, शिव 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 में, ओम शिव 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 में, शिवलिंगनादा सिदंबर देवा, शिवलिंगनादा सिदंबर देवा, श्रीपादं पणिन्दोरे, ओम श्री शिव शिव
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. On this very auspicious morning, we feel blessed to have worshipped and glorified Lord Shiva. We pray to God to help us overcome our negative qualities like lust, anger, and greed. May we learn to manifest divine qualities like love, patience, and understanding, which are our natural qualities. Just as the morning sun dispels darkness, O Lord, please dispel the darkness of ignorance in us and bless us with knowledge and devotion. We have taken refuge in you. Please help us to overcome all our challenges. May we be inspired to chant your sweet name always. O compassionate Lord, please bestow your grace upon all of us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Jaya Gangadhara Hara Shiva Jaya Girijadisha Shiva Jaya Gauri Natha Tvam Mam Palaya Nityam Tvam Mam Palaya Shambho Kripaya Jagadisha Om Hara 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 Mahadev Satya Sanatana Sundar Shiva Sabke Swami Hara Shiva Sabke Swami Avikari Avinashi Avikari Avinashi Aja Antarayami Om Hara 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 Mahadev Adi Ananta Anamaya Akala Kaladhari Shiva Akala Kaladhari Amala Arupa Agochar Amala Arupa Agochar Avichala Aghari Om Hara 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 Mahadev Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara Tum Trimurti Dhari Shiva Tum Trimurti Dhari Karta Bharta Dharta Karta Bharta Dharta Tumari Sanhari Om Hara 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 Mahadev Satchita Ananda Rasamaya Karunamaya Data Shiva Karunamaya Data Prema Shudhanidhi Priyatama Prema Shudhanidhi Priyatama Akila Vishwatrata Om Hara 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 Mahadev Mama Ati Dina Dayamaya Charana Sharana Vijay Shiva Charana Sharana Vijay Sab Vidhi Nirmala Mati Kar Sab Vidhi Nirmala Mati Kar Apana Karini Jai Om Hara 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 Mahadev Om Jaya Gangadhara Hara Shiva Jaya Girijadisha Shiva Jaya Gauri Natha Tvam Mam Palaya Nityam Tvam Mam Palaya Shambho Kripaya Jagadisha Om Hara 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 Mahadev Om Hara 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 Mahadev Om Hara 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 Mahadev Om Hara मङ्गलाय तनो हरि सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ तत्सत् जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय महामाई की जय स्वामी जी महाराज की जय गंगा मात की जय महावीर स्वामी जी की जय सर्व ऋषि मुनियों की जय पार्वती पतये हर हर महा